Women of color are killed at a disproportionate rate than any other race.
The statistics are hard to swallow. Listen to this. According to the CDC, African American women are 3 times more likely than white women to experience death as a result of domestic violence. 22% of domestic violence events ending in homicide are of African American women. The CDC also says domestic violence is one of the leading causes of death for Black women ages 15 to 35.
The economic disparities, the ongoing discrimination, they're less likely to have the better jobs and economically don't do as well. Maybe they're dependent on their abuser more so than other races.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about current events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PGT Time. PGT Time. Tune in on PGT Time. PGT Time. Come join us on PGT Time. PGT Time. Join us on PGT Time. PGT Time. Yeah.
But guess what? This is PGT Time. On PGT Time, we cover the Black community. I don't give a damn what they do. If it interests me, I'm showing y'all. I'm showing y'all flat out. Flat out, baby, flat out. Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. What's goody, baby? What's goody in your city, baby? Everything good over here in my area, right in front of my house. But baby, we all know it's always something going on in the city, baby. It's always something going on. I hope y'all having a good night. I have a special announcement that I will be telling you all very soon. Very soon. I'm not ready just yet. Y'all start sharing. Y'all know that's what I was over here doing, sharing. Start sharing this video right now. Welcome. Y'all see Miss Peachy? Oh, hold on. Got a little stuck. There you go. There go Miss Peachy. Yeah, I thought I'd come out and look cute today. I said our special guest, she's so fly. When I saw that video, I mean, not the video, but when I saw her picture that she sent me, and I said, what? You got shot where? Like, this girl look like she a motivational speaker. For the Lord. Shout out to God. But yes, I am so honored to have her here with us tonight. I'm so honored, Miss Erika Fowler. Now, for those that's watching, that's my family members. You know, if you my family, not my friends, but my family. We're not talking about my cousin. We ain't talking about our cousin. Not Erika Fowler, but Erika Fowler. Yes, this young lady has the same name as my cousin. So when I was getting ready to send the information over for the flyer, I'm like, Erika Fowler. I'm like, Facebook done made a mistake. Messenger has made a mistake and put my cousin name on here. But y'all, again, thank you for joining tonight. This is our domestic violence edition. It's a lot of it going on in our Black community, as you guys saw on the first clip coming into the show. But I see there have been some more people that have came in that missed that first clip. So I'm going to go ahead and run it back. I'm going to run that first clip back, which was the first clip of the show, just so that you can get the statistics of what's going on here on this show tonight. Okay? Here we go.
Women in color are killed at a disproportionate rate than any other race.
The statistics are hard to swallow. Listen to this. According to the CDC, African American women are 3 times more likely than white women to experience death as a result of domestic violence. 22% of domestic violence events ending in homicide are of African American women. The CDC also says domestic violence is one of the leading causes of death for Black women ages 15 to 35.
The economic disparities, the ongoing discrimination, they're less likely to have the better jobs and economically don't do as well. Maybe they're dependent on their abuser more so than other races.
Y'all heard that. I'm still sharing. Y'all know we are on Roku TV right now. Shout out to Roku. We are on Roku TV. Please make sure you download the app. You can watch it right now while we are live. You can watch us on Roku TV. Sit back, chill, relax, all that. And if not, then you can use your phone. You can always use your phone. You can use a tablet. You can use a desktop. Whatever device that you have, you can use. And you can watch us live, okay? So, y'all already know, every month, once a month, we have our returning guest, okay? Our returning guest. Y'all love her. I love her. Miss Lisa Renee, baby, she is in the building today. She is in the building. I'm so happy to have her here with us just as well. Looks like Kayla Renee is in the building. Hey, Kayla. We have Josette in the building just as well. And so many more. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to play our fair usage first. And then I'm going to introduce our guest up. That's what we're going to do. Here we go.
Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
07. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm bring my shirt up just a little bit. Show a little bit too much. But first, let's bring up our returning guest, who you all love and I just adore just as well. Why? Because she's so smart. She's so smart. And she is a crisis counselor. And she's a newlywed just as well with no children. Whew, shout out to no children. Shout out to no children. We are going to bring Miss Lisa Renee up.
I'm back.
You are back, beautiful. And thank you once again for coming.
You know what I love?
Oh, I'm so glad that you love coming over here with us, girl.
I do, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let everybody know, why do you come on here with us once a month and your background?
So I have a master's in community counseling. I'm working on my license. I'm a crisis counselor at the moment. I'm a mental health professional and advocate. I come on here to give this mental health piece to everything that's going on, offering my professional experience, my professional expertise on certain things going on in the community, just to add that extra professional touch to it.
Exactly. So I am so thankful that you decided to come on and join us every month. I don't pay her for this. Let's make that clear, y'all. I don't pay her for this because I ain't got no money to pay her for this. But But God laid it on her heart to agree to come on. Now, what's gonna happen in the future? She gonna get paid. She gonna get paid in the future. But right now, just the thought of you doing this, free of charge, no money. Everybody want to get paid for something. Everybody want to get paid for something, Lisa. Let everybody know what made you go ahead and say, yes, I'll do it, knowing that I'm not able to pay.
So she was very transparent and upfront with me, telling me that I won't be paid. But she had dreams, goals, and aspirations for me to be a part of what she has going on, where it will bring in the income and will, flourish. But the reason why I decided to do it is because when I first met her and and she didn't know me from a can of paint. I did my first interview was around my birthday. It was on my birthday or
Yeah.
whatever. And I did the interview, and she immediately was throwing all this stuff at me, like, and saw greatness within me. Like, I just thought it was just I'm just doing my thing on the interview, but somebody saw something in me greater than maybe I even saw myself in that moment. And I always Release Renee Speaks. That's my name. So I love to have opportunities where I get to speak and I get to actually show that I'm more than just an author. I'm more than just a crisis counselor, a mental health professional. I'm all these different things, but somebody just gave me a platform and she believed in me. Like she saw ahead of time, like we have things that we're going to be working on in the future. So I'm excited about that. And she's willing to work with me and wait on me to get myself together. So why not? And again, it's a platform for me to get myself out there as well. It's just like a stepping stone.
Exactly. Hey, BG. Hey, Chops. Hey, Mama Peach. They in the building, baby. They in the building. They love you, Lisa Renee. They love you. Just like I do just as well. I definitely see something in you. And we're going to go far with this platform. Very far. So just in case I don't want to forget at the end of the show, let everybody know early right now where they can find you, just in case they have some questions for you that they feel like you can help them with.
My website is Lisa Renee Speaks.
Girl, about time, shit. Hurry up.
LisaReneeSpeaks.com. Lisa Renee Speaks 01 on Instagram.
And I'm sorry if I be forgetting to ask you in the past, but I'm gonna make sure going forward that we get the chance to get your information out there so that people can follow you and also contact you if they need any help in those areas. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you welcome, boo. Our guest of honor. She is here. She been here, but she is here. She is down there waiting. She have been seeing everything, been hearing everything. She down there laughing right now. I told her. I said, you nervous? She said, a little. I said, girl, don't even worry about it. You're going to be just fine. It's just like us FaceTiming each other. That's what I told her, y'all. So she is here to bless us all with awareness. It's so many women out there right now. I see you, Audra. Hey, boo. There's so many women out there right now that is battling with such a horrible, horrible thing called domestic violence. They don't know which turn to take. They don't know which way to go. They may want to leave, but they don't know how to leave. And this young lady that is here with us tonight, she has a story to tell. Do you hear me? She has a story. So we're going to go ahead and bring her up right now, baby. We have Miss Erika Fowler. Hey, boo. How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good.
That is wonderful. Again, like I told you when, before the show started, you are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, you look like a motivational speaker. I don't know what motivational speakers look like, but if I did, it will be your ass. Okay. Explicit language, and also allegedly. Except for Erika's story, because she's here in the flesh to tell her side of the story with everything. Okay. Erika, before we get started, please let everybody see your shirt. And what to let everybody know what your shirt says.
My shirt says, "Long story short, God saved my life." From God is dope.
Shout out to God. Shout out to God. Because he has saved Erika's life. Okay. And I actually have a friend of mine that I hope she's watching tonight just as well. That God saved her life as well. I'm gonna try to see if I can get her to come back because when she was on the show before, I was on a different platform. So I definitely need her to come back so that we can go ahead and bring out some more domestic violence. A lot of my crime shows are about killing. Somebody kills somebody. You know, um, we don't too much touch on domestic violence, but it is part of the brand. Okay, it's still part of the brand, but Erika, a lot of people don't want to come out and talk about it, and I'm sure you can relate to that.
I
They
can.
don't want to tell their story. So I'm honored. I'm honored to have you here tonight to be vulnerable, tell your story. Me and you already spoke. Let me let everybody know right quick because they don't know what we talked about. She ain't saying his name. She ain't saying his name. And can I tell them why we're not saying his name?
Yeah.
We're not saying his name because he is out. He's out and she has not had any contact with him, so we don't know what mind frame he's in. Okay, so we want to be precautious on everything that we say tonight. We're not opening up the phone calls tonight, but if you have any questions in the chat, go ahead and put it in the chat, and Erika will answer them, or she will not answer them. Just like my questions and Lisa's questions. If she's unable to ask, she's just gonna let us know. We're gonna move right along to the next one. Okay. Now, Erika, I do not write questions down. I go off the vibe and whatever come to my head. Okay. That's how this goes. That's how this goes. So let's get started. Please let everybody know just a little bit about you. We're gonna go into details with everything, but let everybody know about Erika. Who is Erika Fowler?
I am Erika Fowler. I am special, unique, blessed, and I have just been graced by God
Yes.
for just amazed with the things that I've been through and the things that I have yet to go through, and just this process of processing the things that I went through and healing and stuff. And it's it's a healing. I'm still in the healing process.
Okay. She's still in the healing process.
Mhm.
One thing that I want to start off by saying right away, when me and you was just on Peachy Happy Hour. Yes, we had Peachy Happy Hour. Oh, we was on Peachy Happy Hour. You said um, a lot of people didn't make it.
Yes.
And you said you did make it. So you feel like there's a purpose for you being that you made it, correct?
Yes, exactly. I think my purpose is to share my story and to help other women that are going through this, and to, I've been saved for a reason. I ask God, why am I here? I see all the news articles and different things of people not making it, even they're pregnant and stuff, and didn't make it through domestic violence in the hands of, their child's father, or just men out there that are just, you know, I'm just here, and I'm just thinking that I feel that I need to share my story and to get my message out there that you can get help, and that I was just scared and fearful, and that I'm saved because I prayed through it all, and I feel that that's why I'm here, to share my message and to share my story.
Exactly. I had a family on, a mom and a dad. They wasn't married. They wasn't together, but they came together for the show. And their daughter, it actually was the father's only child, and she was murdered by the hands of her boyfriend, her child's father. She was actually pregnant at the time. and he shot and killed her. And the baby lived, but the baby only lived for 5 months,
Oh.
and the baby passed away. So when I tell you I'm honored to have you here because you are a survivor. She already told me what happened, y'all. She already told me. If you've been watching my page, my personal page, then you know what happened too. I don't put it on all the pages, but if you watch my personal page, you know a little bit of what happened. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and get started right now. And I pray that you say the things that need to be said, the things that don't need to be said that will help cover you. I'm praying. I'm praying.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's get started. Um, how old were you when you entered into this domestic violence situation?
I think I was 28.
28. And how old are you now, if you don't mind us asking?
I just turned 39.
Girl, you still look like you're 28. You look beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, girl. So you was around 28 years old. How long
Yeah.
have you been? How long was you in a relationship with this gentleman?
For almost 2 years.
Almost 2
Because
years.
I had my daughter when I was 29.
Okay.
29, 30. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me put her down for a second until she come back up. So, how old were you when you met him?
I was about 28, like 20. It was a couple years. So I had my daughter when I was 29 or 30. So yes, probably about 27.
27.
Yeah, about 27 going to 29, 27 going to 28.
Okay.
I don't know the exact dates. I know it happened when I got shot. It was July 31st, 2016.
2016. Okay, what was this relationship like in the beginning? I think that's very important to talk about.
It was very outgoing. It was very like we took plenty of pictures, went to events, had dinner. It was like the idea relationship starting off
Now, when you say the ideal relationship,
of just like going out to dinner, hanging out, having a good time, taking pictures, and just feeling good, confident in it.
now was you guys living together?
No,
No,
I
so
had my own place. I was very independent. I had my own place, and he came to kind of stay with me.
okay. So
I
he
was,
did
I had,
come and live with you then.
yes.
Okay. So when the incident occurred, and we're gonna get into the incident. When the incident occurred, y'all was living together.
No, we weren't.
Okay, you wasn't living together at the time
No,
when it occurred. Okay, but before then, y'all was living together for a certain amount of time.
like on and off. He would stay there. He wasn't. I wouldn't say living, but just would stay there. Would like come and go.
Oh, okay. Did he have
Because
his
of
own place at one
no,
point?
no,
No. Was he younger than you or older than
no.
you?
He was 9 years older than me.
Oh, so he damn sure knew better. Sorry, but it just
Mhm.
came out like that. So he knew better.
Yes.
Okay, so he was 9 years older than you. Did you see any red flags? I'm not talking about the red flags that you saw afterwards, but while you was in this relationship with this guy, did red flags come around and you was like, okay, this nigga crazy, but I'm gonna deal with it anyway? Like, did any of those type of red flags occur?
I would say yes, because I would say that I had guy friends, and then I was told that I couldn't talk to them anymore. So
Mm,
like an incident happened where a guy had called my phone, and he told me to call him back and tell him don't ever call my phone again. And as far as like looking at other men, like I just couldn't look at other men. He felt insecure and
wow.
controlling.
Okay. Um, when did the abuse start?
I remember, I don't know when it started, but it was early, like, I say after like almost a year. It was, I just had said, his phone was ringing and he was talking to some friends and outside the car. And I told him his phone was ringing, and he came back to the car and said I disrespected him, and that was the start of abuse, where he put his hands on me because I had told him that. He said I disrespected him at that moment.
Okay, so he was at the car with his homeboys.
Outside the car, yeah.
He was outside the car, and his phone was ringing, and his phone was ringing inside the house or something.
Inside the car where I was sitting at, inside the car, and I had like just opened the car door and said, "Hey, your phone is ringing," just to be.
Oh, so y'all was like in the car together, but he done stepped out the car to talk to his homeboys.
Yes.
Okay, and then his phone was ringing, and all you did was just tell him, "Hey, your phone ringing."
Yeah, and he came back to the car and was like that I had disrespected him.
And the abuse happened at that moment in front of people?
They were ahead of the car, so he weren't like in the where he could see it, or he was done talking or something like that. Like, so yep, he had smacked me then. That was the first time that I felt that, and then it was just all apologetic after that.
Okay, so walk us through it. So after he smacked you, this was the first
I was
time
in shock.
he put his hand on you.
Yes.
And at this moment, you started crying, or what was set the scene for us?
I was just in total shock. It was like, wow, like I didn't mean to like disrespect you. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then, like that didn't cause for that. And it was kind of like silent, awkward, just kind of like, what, kind of like, what'd you just do to me? Like, and it was kind of like, wow, like I couldn't, like it hurt me. Honestly, it hurt. And then it was just like followed by, I'm sorry, and then I forgave. And then that's when, other things transpired throughout the time.
Okay, let's stop right there. And Lisa, I want you to ask questions just as well. Okay, I want you to ask questions just as well. But let's stop right there. When that occurred, if you can remember, when that incident occurred, what was the relationship like, as far as, because a lot of people feel like the man got all the money, the man taking care of everything in the household, so the women just gonna accept it because they don't know what they gonna do with themselves as far as financially, and they don't want to go off on their own, because he's the breadwinner or whatnot. What was y'all's situation when it comes to something like that?
It wasn't the case. I was very independent and had my own. At that time, he didn't even have a vehicle. He was actually in my vehicle. So I was very independent, and I was like, this isn't cool. Like, I want to get away. So I kind of tailed back and just was like, I got to give him his space because this is not what I want. But the sorries and the I won't do it again and stuff like got to me, and I was just like, okay, well, give it another shot. And then I would try to like get away, and it just was just like I would gravitate back to, because I guess I wanted to be with someone. He was very attractive, so his looks like got me because he was attractive. So things transpired, and then other things had happened, and I would just ask. I remember another time when I asked a question, and he got mad because I was asking about his whereabouts when he was in my car, and something that had happened, and he got mad and threw a tool at me. And I remember I have this scar on my face from that, and I had to go to an emergency place and got stitches there. And the lady was asking what happened and stuff, and I kind of, was quiet, and she kind of knew and was trying to get me help then, but I just didn't want to say anything because I was scared at that time. And then I think the realization was that when I went back home one time and I had to explain to my family when we were at a family get together what happened. And he had came with me, and I remember me not being truthful about what happened to my family. And he had asked me, what did I say, and how, what story did I give him? And that was the time where I knew that I needed to leave. But then when I did leave and get away, because I already had my own place, he would confide into my mother and would get like information of where she moved to or where she's at, and try to say she wanted me to, contact her, just would befriend my family to
Okay,
get to where I was at.
but at this time when your mother was giving information, you hadn't told your family what was going on, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But they knew that something wasn't right. And at one time, my mother had came out and approached him when I was in the vehicle. And then he had drove off with me. So it was just kind of like, she was scared to like, to really approach him. He kind of had like a hold, I feel like, on my family or something. Like, I just felt that like, they were trying to reach out and help, but they couldn't really, I guess, because I wasn't, it's
You
just,
wasn't coming forth with everything.
yeah.
Yeah, you wasn't coming forth with everything. Lisa, is there any questions or anything you want to say right now?
So I just want to say I commend you. Being someone who dealt with domestic violence myself, I totally can relate. I'm just thankful that I never got to the point where it was, me dying or anything happening to me. So I want to commend you for that. But I want to also ask you, so what do you think made you protect him in the moment when you knew that what he was doing, you had your own money, you had, you were probably had everything you needed, except maybe some peace in your life that you didn't have. But what do you think was the protective in you to protect him when that moment when you could have just, hey, look, I'm done with this, and told your family and told everyone who could have supported you?
I think it was a fearful, and then I felt that he had like uh, a sense of control, because at the same time too that like if I didn't give him what he wants as far as like using my vehicle, using my car or something, that he would come up to my job and he would sit there and he would cause trouble with people that would walk by my desk at my job or would say, hey, how you doing? He would like follow them. Like I was just kind of like just a fearful, and just like I felt like he had like a control. Like I would try to get away, I would get away, and then like he would confine the people and then find out where I live, because I did move. But he said my mother told him where I lived, where I moved to.
Wow. Okay. But like again, that's mainly because you wasn't being completely honest with them as far as what was going on. They just had hints of what was going on. Was any of the violence going on around your child?
Well, I had a son previously that he was 8 at the time, and when my daughter was born, and no, I didn't think he's seen anything. I know he had heard like, I guess like, like an argument here and there, but never, I didn't think he never witnessed anything physical. I think, well, one time, I think, yes, he had seen like the aftermath like of an incident.
Okay. Now, we here on PGT Time, we lay it on thick. You know what I'm saying? We really are here to bring awareness, okay?
Okay.
Were you dealing with black eyes, stuff like that, like noticeable?
Like marks, like, yeah, some marks on my face, because that's when I first wore makeup. I remember going to a store and asking about some makeup one time because I had a black eye, and then I had at one time I had a gash in the top of my head one time from a hit. So yeah, there were things, and people at work, my coworkers, knew that things weren't as it seemed.
Okay. Is this your first time talking about this on a platform?
I've spoke on it before, but not like as an interview, like like this, as a setting like this with the audience, like of this.
I get it, girl. I get it. I just ask. You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. You really are. I just want to know, was this
Thank
your
you.
first time? Erika, what made you say I'm gonna give him another chance each time? No, hold on. Before you answer that, I got to ask this first. And hopefully you can give us this answer. Was domestic violence familiar to you as far as growing up? Was this something you saw?
No.
No. Because a lot of people be like, this is what they saw growing up with their parents. So it was the norm to them, stuff like that. So that's why I asked that question.
I would always hear about it and would say that's not gonna be me. That's not gonna be me. I'm not gonna let nothing like that happen to me. And then, you're in that situation, you're like, wow, like I didn't think I was gonna be in this situation. I thought I would be, strong enough and better enough to walk away or to just not put up with it.
Exactly. How many times that you can recall that he put his hands on you before the main incident that we're going to talk about tonight?
I can call at least like three times, like three that caused like harm, where like the one time that I had to go to the emergency room, and another time where I had a gash to my head, and then that first time when in the car when I had the first ever incident. So like I say, 3 times.
Okay. Now, so you have your son and you had custody of both your kids, correct?
Yes.
You raised both of them. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into what occurred. So take us back to the day that it happened.
It was July 31st, 2016. I was at my mom's house visiting her, and on her patio, I had a good day. I was with my daughter. She was little, because when I was pregnant, like we didn't have any contact. Like he was not in contact with me the whole time, the whole pregnancy or anything. So he hadn't seen her or anything. What was that?
Because of the domestic violence, or
Yeah,
because
yeah. I just kind of, I just stayed away. Let's see. I went home that night. I wasn't feeling good. I had allergies and stuff, so I took some medicine and I had laid down on the couch. And my son was in his room. My daughter was in my room, in my bed. And then I heard a knock at the door, and I looked out the door of my apartment. It was like an apartment where it's 2 apartments on the bottom floor, and then it's stairs, and there's 2 apartments upstairs. So I looked out the door, and it was him, and I recognized him. So I opened the door, and I was like, kind of like, "What's up? What do you want?" It was almost midnight, or around like midnight. And he said, "I wanted to use it."
Talking on the phone. He hadn't called you beforehand.
No.
Over nothing. He popped up.
Yes.
He pulled up on you.
Yes. And so I was just like, this is weird, but I said, like, this is my child's father. So what's up? What's going on? He said he needed to use my bathroom. So I was kind of like, okay, you can use the bathroom. And so I closed the door and I sat back on my couch, and he went to the bathroom, which is down the hall, and I could see the bathroom from the couch. Hold on, my phone is sliding. And so I'm laying on the couch, and behind the couch is the kitchen. So he walks behind the couch and pulls out a gun, I guess, and I just heard a loud boom. And I had
went to the bathroom.
Yes, he did went to the bathroom, but on the way coming out, he went behind the couch where I was at.
Okay.
And all I did was fall to the floor, and it's like my head had hurt, and I was like, I just grabbed my head. It was like my head, and I was like, I don't know what that was. And then I heard the patio door like shattering, and I was like, what is going on? And it was just dark. Everything was just dark, and I just remember him going out the door, And I was like, what is going, like, what, like, not knowing exactly what happened. And,
hold on. I hate to cut you off.
okay.
He went to the bathroom.
He said he had to come in and use the bathroom.
He came out of the bathroom and he didn't say anything.
No.
Not one word.
Not one word.
All of a sudden, you just know you didn't even know you were shot, but you just heard a loud boom.
Yes.
Wow.
And I thought it was something that was outside. So I thought maybe he went outside to go look and see what was going on. And then I was like, my body felt cold. And I was like, what happened? What happened? Like, what's going on? And so I was like, no, someone shot me from the outside through the inside. And I'm like, but he just left. So I was like, what is going on? Like, I went into shock because I didn't know. And then my daughter had woke up. So I realized that I had been shot. And my daughter had woke up. So I was carrying her. I didn't know where my phone was at that time. I banged on the wall that was jointed to the side. And I guess they already heard it and they were calling the police and stuff. So when I didn't want to open my door at first because I was like, I don't know if he's still out there or what, or whoever is out there. Cause I didn't know at that time who had what happened, if it was somebody from outside or inside. But I opened my door and the neighbor upstairs, I carried my daughter to her because I didn't even know what was going on in my son's room, when he went back there. So I remember having the lady call my mom. I knew my mom's number. And I called my mom and I said I was going to sit out here in case he came back. I wanted to protect my kids. And I told everyone his name in case they, didn't know who, so they know. And I realized when the paramedics and stuff came that I had been shot in the back of my head by my nape and it went out behind my right ear. And that's what the shattering glass was. The bullet went through the back of my head by my nape and came out behind my ear and it shattered. The bullet was lodged into my patio door, the shed door.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to call him Zolo. So did Zolo have any type of drug history? Like
no, like as far as like not usage to me, but looking after the fact his rap sheet was like, yes, he had sold, but I never seen him drink any alcohol before, do any drugs before, anything, not even a gun. Never seen a gun on him or anything.
Wow. What made him so angry with you?
We were actually going through child support court during that time. He didn't show up for two of the hearings, and one of the hearings, during one of the hearings, went outside and all four of my tires was slashed. And one hearing we went, and then we were supposed to get the initial like amount due, due in August. We were supposed to go to the next court date in like August, like 20 something. And that's when it happened prior to that court date.
So you believe that this happened because he didn't want to pay child support? He wanted full custody of his child.
I believe it was because of that, and because I said that I was moving on, that I was leaving, and I believe that he just didn't want that to happen, me to leave him, or that he wanted me to still be with him.
And what year was this that this happened?
In 2016.
In 2016. Okay, so you told them he did it.
Yes.
And they found him and picked him up?
Not for like 2 years later. He was on the run.
For 2 years. And this was attempted murder?
This was attempted murder, yes.
Okay. So 2 years went past. I know you were scared shitless.
Yes.
Because you didn't know if he was going to come back to finish his job. He knew you were still alive?
Yes. I think he does. So when I got shot, since it went in and out on on my phone, I had my phone was there. He said the quote was, "How are you and baby?" Because he didn't even know her name. He had harassed me the very next day. It was on my text message on my phone, so I had to change my number and everything. But yeah, it was 2.5 years before they caught him, and then they said they have to prove attempted murder beyond a reasonable doubt. So he got charged with a serious violent felon with a handgun, but not attempted murder, because they said the blood on the bullet was inconclusive for his or my DNA for some reason. Yeah.
What
But
does that mean,
he got,
Lisa? Did you froze, Lisa?
Now what you say?
I said, what does that mean? Say that again.
it was inconclusive for his or my DNA, so they couldn't prove.
They couldn't tell which one was which. They didn't know who blood was what, right? So they couldn't like say it was your blood or his blood. They couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting from it. So they couldn't.
And then that he had, and they said that he had like someone that said that they were with him during the time. But like I said, he came in and went to a bathroom and came out and did that, and it was like not even 5 minutes. He wasn't in there. I would say that it happened really quick. He was in and out.
So he had an alibi.
So they said, yes.
Saying that he wasn't there and somebody vouched for him.
Yes.
But you know for sure he came through that door.
Yeah. I know for sure.
And they wasn't going by anything that you had to say, sound like.
Yes, correct.
See, that's what they talking about when they say black women not protected. That's a prime example. Mm-hmm. You know this man came in your house. Mm-hmm. Now, was it because you couldn't say you looked at him and saw him with the gun shooting you? Did that have something to do with it as well?
I don't think that has anything to do. I feel that like my story, I mean, that I knew for sure 100%. And then even when my mother got the call that I got shot, like she knew exactly, like they knew that, you know, this is him. This is something that, and then the fact that afterwards that he had texted my phone, that message, how are you and baby? You know, it's just like, that's weird, you know. And then to be on the run for 2.5 years, like if you didn't have anything to do with it, you would have came forth and said, hey, what happened? Well, I don't know, you know.
Exactly. Now, how old was your daughter?
She was 2 or going on 2 then.
And he didn't know her name?
No.
So that goes to show that he was not involved with you at all.
No, not at all.
And because of this court case, this court hearing, he decides that he wants to basically take you out.
Yes. And he had even had a lawyer. I had to go down and talk to his lawyer once he got caught, and I had to get cross-examined by his lawyer, bringing up so much stuff and different things.
Wow. Do you feel like the law failed you?
I do. Yeah.
Wow. We're gonna go ahead and play a clip on domestic violence. I do have a couple clips on there, and then we're gonna come back and talk more about your story. Okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
The domestic violence situation quickly turned into an assault as the victim ran into a neighborhood market looking for help, and the entire incident was all captured on surveillance video. 23 ABC's Mark Christian spoke to some witnesses and tells what they did to help.
The cameras were rolling at the LaFleur Meat Market in East Bakersfield.
She didn't deserve what she got, and he was really trying to hurt her.
Here you can see a woman running around the corner followed by a man on a bike. She stops and walks back to him as he picks something up off the ground and throws it at her. Then he punches her. It looks like she tries to hug him. At this point, it looks like the incident is over as she kneels on the ground. Then she gets up and walks away as he follows.
I thought he would have maybe had a gun or something.
And here, from another angle around the corner, he rides by her as she enters the store. But things start to heat up again when he comes back, throwing his bike to the ground, chasing her inside the store.
Crazy. I mean, he did it in front of all of us.
As the victim tries to take refuge inside the store, the suspect corners her and the punches start flying.
And then he just grabbed her by the hair and pushed her to that corner on the other register and started hitting her.
This time, 2 employees and a customer come to her aid. Here you can see an employee grab the girl as Zachary Maines, a customer, and another employee take the suspect to the ground, where they restrain him until deputies arrive.
And I did what I had to do to resolve the situation till the sheriff's department got here.
Now, with 16 security cameras in and around the store, the whole incident was picked up on tape. But if it wasn't for employees and innocent bystanders, this situation could have ended up a whole lot worse.
It's the right thing to do. And if we wouldn't step in, something major would have happened.
That suspect was in court today and pled no contest to misdemeanor spousal abuse. And after facing about 20 days in jail, he'll be on court probation for 3 years and have to enroll in domestic violence counseling. Mark Christian, 23, ABC.
All right. Why, Erika, do you feel that so many women are in this situation but are afraid to leave or afraid to even say something?
Their fear for their life. I think their fear for their life, or their loved ones, if they have, children. I think they're scared. They don't know how. They don't know what to say, or to be looked down upon or something, or just sometimes in certain cases they are reliant on that man. But in my case, I wasn't. But like, I think a lot of them, if they are, taking care of them in the breadwinner, or doing things and holding it down, if they're not as independent and really dependent on that person.
Was your family a close-knit family?
Yes.
Why were you so afraid to tell your family?
Because I felt like I was so strong. I'm such a strong person that I would look, I just tried to like move around and move away from it, but not to say like, hey, this is what I'm going through. Because when I did, my dad was wanting to, to hurt him and do stuff back, but I was fearful for my father in this situation. But I just say, that I prayed, like I said, through all this, like I prayed. I was very prayerful through every situation, everything. And then I feel that I was just scared. I think I was scared even when I went to like the hospital and, had to get care for stitches and different things. I was just, and there was a lady there that understood or knew, she's like, you don't have to say anything. I can get someone to come here and talk to you. And I was just kind of like fearful, like, if he would find out that I told the police or something like that, that it would just be worse, that things would get bad. Or that, I don't know, it was just kind of, I really can't explain or say exactly how I felt at that time and why I didn't.
Okay. How do you protect yourself from these type of men going forward? Like, what do you do?
I just look for the signs, look for the red flags. My family is very protective over me now, and very I just kind of I really haven't I don't know, I just look for signs. I just look to know that what I'm not going to tolerate, what I'm not going to take, and to know that I'm worth more.
Exactly. Did it take you a while to start dating again?
It took me a while. Yes, it took me a while. I was just fearful, or just kind of say to myself, honestly, kind of say to myself, got counseling and talked to people because I needed it. I needed to know where I went wrong at, or where can I rebuild at, and then where can I put fuel at into not just kind of stay to myself. I kind of really shut down, honestly. I kind of shut down. I kind of isolated myself.
Okay. You mentioned something about value, that you didn't value yourself at that time. What we're going to do, y'all, we're going to go into a commercial break. And when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to play a motivational clip. This is a clip that I love to play. I love to play for women because it's talking about your self-worth and your value. Okay, so let's get into this video right quick by Les Riley called Skip. Then we're going to get into our Monday night commercial, and we're going to go straight into this motivational clip. So y'all make sure y'all stick around for this motivational clip. Here we go.
Hey, here we are, back to the beginning. I feel like we finished. You feel like I'm tripping. I let you in before, so now you wanna know the difference. You got a baby boy now, how you kidding? And I don't really feel a way about it, though I had to find out the way I did. You think it didn't matter when it did, like you didn't use every room in the crib, yeah. The apartment where my ex did live. We was young when we met. I said what I meant. You could've said anything to stop me, but you didn't, so I left. And we never got right. You a psychopath, but I was still right. You take me high, I let you slide through. Then I don't hear from you for a year or two. Lately you've been acting like you hate me. You don't wanna rush right into dating, but it's been 9 years, why you faking? I get it if you want them in relations for the sake of your creation, but you're a fairy tale, a figment, and you ain't got a lot to kick it. What did I do for you to be so vindictive? You know that I'm the one that you gon' be missing. I guess that I'm the weekday, cause I know I'm not the weekend. I do not appreciate being kept your little secret. I give it to you, oh, you never keep it. Thought I was your number uno, but you played the skit. Skip till we fall, skip till we fall and break. Skip till we fall, skip till we fall and break.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Y'all enjoying the show? Is y'all enjoying the show, baby? We are getting it in each and every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are on Roku TV. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure you follow me on my Facebook pages. And also follow me on Twitch and IG just as well, baby. Each and every Monday. Where I'm solo dolo, baby. Unless I got a special guest. But I love y'all so much. It's so important that you share these videos. So please continue to share. I love you all. Bye. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Please hit the like button right now. Share this video. This is a motivational clip that talks to women about knowing their value, knowing their worth. This is one of my favorite motivational clips. So here we go. Check it out.
Let me speak to that person that feels like they lost their worth and their value. This is a dollar bill. Now, if I go to the store and there's something for 90 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So If I go to the store and there's something for 85 cents and after tax, it ends up being 96 cents. Can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right, so what if I ball the dollar bill up? Think about it now. Like, I just balled the dollar bill up, like, so it can't be worth $1 now. It's probably worth like 95 cents, right? How much you think it's worth? $1. Listen, y'all gotta pay attention. I just balled it up, so clearly it's not worth $1 anymore. All right, so maybe, what if I step on it? What if I stomp it? I just stomped it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 65 cents, 68 cents? It's still worth $1? Okay, what if I ball it up? What if I stomp on it and then I put it in the trash can and it's in here with some trash and it's around some beer and some gum and a bunch of other nasty stuff and some guy off the street pulls the dollar out, unfolds it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 82 cents? And come on, at least 92 cents? It's okay, all right, so what if I ball it up? What if I step on it? What if I put it in trash and then, watch this, I tear it in half? Think about it now, right? How much is it worth now? $1? I could tape it? Whoa. Wait. Wait a second. I just balled it up. I just stepped on it. I put it in trash. I pulled it out. Then I tore it in half. And you mean to tell me I can pick the dollar up, I can wipe it off, and I can put some tape around it, and it's still worth $1? Then why, if this dollar doesn't lose its worth or its value, then why do you feel like you've lost your worth of value? Because many of you feel like you've been stepped on, you feel like you've been pushed aside, you feel like you've been abandoned, you feel like you've been talked about, you feel like you've been abused, like someone took from you, someone hurt you, somebody took advantage of you, and deep down inside your core, you feel like you've lost some of your value. And I am here to tell you today that this dollar still has worth and value, because there were some men years ago who put value over this life and said that no matter what happens to it, it can still be taped back together. It can still be wiped off. And I am here to tell you that you were created and you're born and you're here and you have life and you have purpose and you have value. And though you've gone through some hard times and though you've experienced some depression and you might be wanting to hurt yourself and you might want to give up, I am here to tell you still got worth and value. And there is nothing that can happen that can take your worth and your value away. So what you got to do now, you got to pick yourself up. You got to dust yourself off. And you.
All right. How did you pick yourself up and bounce back?
I always say I'm back and I'm better. that's my thing. Because I had relocated back to my hometown after that. I was in the city, and I picked myself up and came back home, and I was like, I'm back. I didn't want to be back home, but I was around my family and people I grew up with and stuff, and my grandmother, and I was like, I'm back and I'm better. You know, I'm back home, but I'm starting over, and I literally rebuilt my life. I just surrounded myself around positive people and positive things, and decided that, you know, I want to provide safety and security for myself and my children in a home. And I became part of a program that allowed me to build my own home, and I put energy and time into that. Got the job that I wanted to do, and just became who I wanted to be, you know, despite everything that I've been through.
Exactly.
And didn't let that be my downfall. I was just like, hey, that's something that happened to me, but that doesn't, I'm gonna learn from that. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna be better than that. You know, I'm not gonna have that be the crutch of my life. I'm gonna like, hey, you know, I did that. It was, you know, I'm still here. I'm gonna share my story, and I'm gonna be better than that. I'm gonna provide safety and security for my kids, and to provide a safe environment and home. And that was the main thing, to be able to be safe in my home and to have that.
Do you feel safe? Can you honestly sit here and say now you feel safe?
I feel safer. I still have moments where I'm just kind of like, oh, what's that noise or what's that? Or things like fireworks or certain loud noises will bother me. I still suffer from PTSD. Um, so it's things that I'm still healing. I take a class that's mindful meditation. I meditate. I um, do things that make me feel good. Music is my inspiration. Um, yeah, I just do things now that inspires me and makes me feel good.
Did this shooting hurt you physically?
No. I mean, sometimes like my family say I talk louder, like my hearing a little bit, but I think I'm just loud. um, but nothing like, I can see, I can walk, I can talk, I can do everything. Yeah, it hasn't
Praise God.
took away any, like, made me a disability or anything.
Okay.
And that's by the grace of God. Like everybody was like, wow. And then we didn't know what caliber the gun was till we went, and my parents, we went to speak to his lawyer, and we got the paperwork, the documents of their findings and everything. And my mom had cleaned out my apartment, and blood handprints was everywhere and different things. And then my parents said that we're reading through the documents and said that I was shot with a 45, and we were thinking it was a small caliber, like a 22 that just kind of bounced around. But they were just in awe, like, that's a big bullet, that's a big gun. I was like, wow. But it went through the back and then came out. They're like, that was God, because it could have messed you up, left you with a big hole. And then my scar, they say, it's kind of like behind my ear, it's kind of like a cross. It's a cross scar. So huh?
I said, wow, a cross.
Yeah.
Letting you
So
know
there's
that he was involved in this. He was protecting you.
Yes, definitely. And there's a gospel song, it's called God Blocked It, and I'm like, that is like a testimony song for my life. Yeah. And I said I like that. I don't know, I forgot who sings it, but I heard it and I was like, wow, that is definitely exactly. Testimony. So, yeah.
Renee, is there anything you want to say on this? Was because we are coming down to the end. I do have another clip that I want to show though. Before
I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing, like having to relive the story, talk about certain aspects of the story can, even like I said, dealing with my own story with it. Sometimes thinking about certain things or, pondering back on certain circumstances can trigger. Are you okay in this moment?
I am okay in this moment. It's just like, wow, like I just like to think about what all I've been through and how it started off and how I accepted it. It's just kind of like, wow, like it's just beyond like wow, that, like I said, I'm trying to be this strong person. It's like, oh, that I would never go through that. And then I'm like, wow, I was going through that, and people saw the telltale signs, but were waiting for me to kind of like speak up and say something, because they couldn't talk on my behalf and say, hey, or didn't want to step on, but I really wish that, like, if you see signs or see a family member that looks like they're need help or need a way to speak up, just to say that they're maybe waiting on you to say something or to notice something. I think it just, I want to share it because I want to help someone. I want someone to realize that, that, hey, that they're worth, that they have self-worth, no matter how much someone stepped on them and crushed them, that, you're still worth everything, and you need to be valued. You need someone to value you.
Exactly. Now, like I told you, we go deep on PGT time. We go a little deeper. So I gotta ask you this. You have a daughter.
Yes.
And your daughter is by him, correct?
Correct.
What would you teach your daughter to make sure, on the best that you can, to make sure that she doesn't go down this path?
I would have
thought about that.
Not. I mean, I've thought of, because she has her own. She doesn't know him. She doesn't know him at all. But she has said that, she thinks he's black, and she thinks that black guys are bad. She said, and that she said one time, she said she wants a white dad because her black dad is not nice or bad, but I have to teach her that, it's not a skin color thing. It's just, the person he was, that he wasn't a nice person, that he was very controlling and demanding and just wanted control and didn't like certain things. But I would definitely want to talk to her and be open with her about, she knows about the story and stuff, and just to say to value herself and don't let anyone to mistreat you like that you deserve to walk away, and you can walk away and you can get help and talk to me. And that she'll be 10 in November, but I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I went through. I want people to be out to seek help and to have someone to talk to, and to just educate on domestic violence, that it's real.
What made you tell your daughter, and at what age did you tell her?
She knew because there was a lot of talk during that time with family when she was 2, and even like we were in a place where she was in daycare one time, and she would tell people, and they're like, hey, she said something about you being shot, and they're like, she's, where they were questioned. I was like, no, that's a true story, that's true, that I've talked about it, she's heard people talk about it. And one time when she was little, she had it was like a little play gun in the waiting area, and she was like, boom, boom, mom, like she didn't know about, the guns and different things. And, but now she does. And she just wants, I think she's now at the age where she wants like a male in her life as far as a father figure. And she looks for like male, like my father. He's in my life, and like she likes to spend time with him and be around him and stuff. And like I can't, replace that. It'll be hard for me to teach her. I'll be very protective, probably overprotective, like how my family is over me now. And just like, who is that? Who are you talking to? Where are you going? And, tracking you everywhere and stuff. And it at first felt kind of like, when I was first on dating, seemed like, why are your parents calling you? Why is everybody wondering where you are? I'm like, because they care about me. They love me, and they're just, want the best.
Exactly.
But I would just want the best for her and want her to explain to her that she can come to me about anything, and that I wouldn't want anyone to hurt her.
Exactly. Well, we're going to get into our last clip for the night. This is another young lady that went through domestic violence. So here we go.
To shed light on the issue of domestic violence. It is Awareness Month, and it impacts all communities. However, studies show Black women are impacted at a higher rate than any other race or ethnicity. The Institute of Women's Policy Research shows some 31% of all women will experience domestic violence. For Black women, that statistic more than 40%. One Knoxville woman shares her story of survival with 10 News reporter Jacinta Render. Jacinta?
John, unfortunately, each year in the United States, 10 million people are estimated to experience domestic violence. I talked with one survivor who shared her story, hoping to inspire others to get out just like she did.
I'm here today to say I survived it.
Over 10 years ago, Tiffany got out of what she says was an abusive marriage.
I experienced domestic violence, the mental and the physical abuse.
The mother of 3 kids says the relationship did not start out that way.
He spoiled me, he romanced me, he took care of me.
The marriage took a turn for the worse during a hard time in her life.
I can say right after my mother passed in 2006, everything started going left. He started changing. At that time, we was probably in a marriage for 5 or 6 years.
Tiffany is not alone. 4 in 10 Black women will experience some form of abuse. The Family Justice Center says they've seen the impacts locally.
We're definitely seeing a higher than representative percentage of the victims who come here for services are part of the Black community.
There are several factors that contribute. Research shows Black women are less likely to turn in an abusive partner to law enforcement. Tiffany says after being married for 8 years, enough was enough. With help from the Family Justice Center, she is now a survivor.
Justice Center really helped me a whole lot, but I can say I'm stronger than I was before.
Tiffany hopes her story can inspire all women who are dealing with domestic violence to get help.
Young girls, older, whatever the case might be, you're not by yourself.
While domestic violence disproportionately affects Black women, advocates say it can happen to anyone. John.
Jacinta Render with that story. Thank you, Jacinta.
All right. I saw you shaking your head down there when she said she was stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It made her stronger. Yes, you have a son.
Yes.
How old is your son now?
My son is 17.
17. How does he feel about what occurred?
He I think it affected him too, to the point that, he feared, because he was older, so he understood and just was kind of like, in shock too, that that our lives could have been changed. Our lives, it definitely changed us, because we had to move from where we were at to somewhere else, and it just affected him. I think just as being, he's part of the survivor too, of that, because he was there that night. He seen me with blood all over me. It was just traumatic for him, trauma that that he deals with, but he's kind of quiet, so he hasn't really shared his views. But just as far as like when I'm gone or if I'm leaving, I feel somewhat that it's kind of like, well, where are you going, Mom? Where are you going? Who are you going with? Kind of like that, of just not knowing and just wanting to look out for me too.
Exactly. Do you have any brothers?
Yes, I have 2 brothers.
Okay, you got 2 brothers.
They're younger.
They're younger.
Well, one is a year younger and one is 10 years younger.
Okay, let's go to the one that's 1 year younger. Him and your dad.
Yes, they came down.
How did they control themselves to not want to go and hurt this man?
Well, my dad wanted to. He, and I just say, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Like, I have to go on that and just, and just put it in God's hands, because I wouldn't want anything to happen to my family. I'm like, look, God knows all, sees all, he knows what happened that night, and that he would deal with them accordingly. Because I don't want nothing to happen to my family or them to serve time or do anything,
Exactly.
because I'm here, and I just want them to enjoy me, not take that. And then my sister had she's a year older than me, and she had told me like, hey, when he did get caught, she was like, hey, he might not even get out in the 2 years. He might not survive in prison, or he might get out and then something might happen to him out in the streets and stuff, so it's just kind of like, yeah, you want to get back, but it's just like, it's not worth it.
And how much time did he serve? The 2 years?
Like 2.5 years, and I believe 6 years on parole or probation.
Wow. I definitely can see why you said that you feel like they failed you.
Yeah.
Definitely see why. Well, we have came to the end of our show, and I definitely thank you so much for coming on the show, being vulnerable, letting everybody know your story, and bringing awareness to our community, which is the most important thing, is letting people know what's going on out here in these streets, and how you was able, by the grace of God, to survive domestic violence. I always let our guests end the show So I'm going to let you end the show. Is there anything, Lisa, that you would like to say before we leave?
No, not really. Thank you for having me. I just want to let her have this moment to tell her story, to speak on what she, went through because it's, about her, spreading her light and shedding her light, and I commend her for that. Again, I pray your strength. I pray your success and everything that moves forward with you because I know that being in that situation sometimes it diminishes your worth. It makes you feel worthy, especially some of the things that you may have heard them say about you before. Sometimes that sticks to you. So being able to actually grow from that, and I always tell myself, being the rose that always grows is always gonna help you with your resiliency and just moving forward with what you got going on with your life.
All right. I'm going to bring you down. And Lisa, if you could stay on just for about 5 seconds after we end the broadcast, that'd be great. All right. We have Tiffany in the comments. Tiffany said, "Thank you for sharing your story. You are amazing and you are strong. Would love to connect with you." Tiffany, that's her daughter on the picture. And her daughter, she was murdered through gun violence. But Tiffany, which is a friend of mine, is also a sister to me. She's been through domestic violence that I was talking about in the beginning of the show. So I'm going to give you her information so that you two could connect and maybe you both could, do some type of healing together, to help each other out. Again, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story. I'm sure you have helped out so many people tonight.
I hope so.
Definitely. Now, I want you to end the show by two things.
Okay.
Two things. We go deep on here now. We go deep. So the first thing I want you to do is talk to the guy that did this to you. Like if there was one thing that you want to say to him, what would you say? And then the last thing I want you to do is talk to the many women out there that is still battling with domestic violence and they just don't know where to go or what to do. I want you to talk to them, okay? Now, when you're done, all I need you to say is, "I'm done, Miss Peachy." And I know you're done, and then we'll go into our outro. You guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday. We do have a family coming on Wednesday, where we will be talking about a young lady that is deceased, and her family will be coming on to tell her story. Okay, so you have the floor. Whatever you need to say, Erika, to this gentleman, to Zolo, whatever you need to say, Zolo, and most importantly, what you have to say to these women out there, these young girls, yes, these young girls out there that feels like he still loved me. He said he was sorry. I give him another chance. And they just keep getting chance after chance after chance. So here we go.
I would tell him that I'm still standing. Like the Monica song, I'm still standing. I'm still here. You can't stop what God has in my life. God has plans for my life, and you try to stop it, but you're not going to intervene in God's work. And I'm working for the Lord and to get my message out here to these young girls that you have to love yourself. You have to. You're worth so much more. Don't let anyone tell you you're not. Love yourself, value yourself, and most of all, if you are going through domestic violence or going through something, to please get help. Please tell somebody. It's not worth your life, your kids, your loved ones. You're worth way more than that. You have so much more to offer than to someone to belittle you or abuse you in any way, shape, or form, mentally, physically, emotionally, or sexually. To get out, to seek help. That there is help out there, to tell someone to use your voice, honestly, to use your voice to get the help that you need. And hopefully that my story has helped someone out there to use their voice to get the help that they need and to love themselves and to feel that they're know that they're worth more, not feel, but know, have that know, and to pray through it. Whatever you're going through, God will help you out and will make a way. So stay prayerful and to get the help you need. And yes, take care. I'm done.
Yes, I'm done. All right. Well, thank you once again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, boo. You are so welcome. And you can come back anytime. Anytime
Okay.
you feel like coming back, even if you just want to go over some of the clips with me. Hey, you're more than welcome. I have Peachy Fan Takeover once a month. So reach out to me if you want to come through. Just shoot the breeze, and you can be right up here with me, and we could tackle these clips, girl.
Yeah.
Clips, okay? Now,
Okay.
you stick around for about 5 seconds after I end the broadcast. That'd be great because just a couple of things I want to say to you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I know I did, and I've learned so much. And I hope you all have learned as much just as well as I have. Again, if you are out there watching and you are going through any type of domestic violence situation, whether you feel like it's minor, whether you feel like it's itty bitty small, or you feel like it's huge, let someone know. Let someone know that can help you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a counselor, but most importantly, tell God and pray, just like Erika said, and God will get you through this. Okay. Now, Tiffany, if you watching, girl, we need to get a part 2 on PGT Time. When you was on last time, you wasn't on PGT Time platform. We was on that other thing. We was on that other thing. So we need you to come on PGT Time, baby. Okay. I love you. And I love you all just as well. And I will see you on Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time with me and my boy Jason. I'm out of here. Deuces.
Peachy Tea Time is for the culture. If you or someone you know that has dealt with the death of a loved one due to gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, or even by the police, Peachy Tea Time also provides a platform for missing person cases as well as wrongfully imprisoned inmates. Please like and share this video to get the word out, so the families can get their loved ones' stories out. Email peachyteatime at peachyteatime@gmail.com. You can also DM, inbox, or text to 470-620-9916. Thanks for watching.
PG time.